So I had been in a similar program with another company, and probably were with them for almost a year. They basically helped me get my current business launched as like ad, webinar, whatever, a standard funnel. And it had been fluctuating between like $15,000 and $35,000. It was like clockwork every other month for some reason. So 15, 35, 15, 35. And so on average, call it like 25K a month, right? And it just like would not go up. And so I was kind of like in that state for probably about 9 months or so when I came over. So at the time, I wanted to build out a team. Like I wanted to hire like salespeople. I'd never done that before. I felt like the part of the reason why my revenue was staying at that level was because I couldn't take more calls. And so I came over because I wanted to learn how to do that, which is funny because I could have maybe done that at the other company, but they wanted me to go into, I guess, their version of Elite, and I was actually like really close to doing that when I came over to Traffic and Funnels. And I actually came in to CK first. But yeah, I'm glad I came over because it's been like my business has grown like significantly since I come over. So it was the right decision. So I think for me is a little bit unique because CK, you start with organic and then you go into like the paid ad webinar funnel type thing. Like I said, I came in with the paid ad webinar funnel set up already. And so, but what I didn't know before was the whole organic side of things. And so I think that was a big thing, just learning how to do organic. And since then, like I've had months where like maybe my ads aren't doing so hot or whatever, but then I had a two-step, for example, or like an organic post that I did on LinkedIn that I think generated over like 1,700 comments. And I booked, and that's like within like probably a 2-month period. And I booked, I don't even know how many calls from just that thread, right? It might be over 100 calls. I have to go back and count it. And so if you think about that, like when you pay for ads, you might be paying like 100, 150 bucks per call booked. So if you could do that for free, I don't know how much that's worth. I can't do the math right now, but it's a lot. Yeah. Right? So I think that was huge. Like that's one thing about CK that I think is really unique, is that they teach you like kind of the basics first, which in the other program I skipped over and just went straight to paid, right? So Elite is like a whole other animal. It's just like, I think the most valuable thing is just like access to the team. They helped me build out my team. I remember like I came in, first thing I did in Elite was talk to Heather about, how to build out my sales team. And she just gave me like 1 or 2 pointers that were like super quick and kind of obvious in hindsight, but I would have never thought of it. And then I just went and did that, and it's worked out beautifully, right? And it's like having someone who's done the things you're trying to do many times before, and they can just give you a quick pointer and save you like a ton of time, like that's invaluable, right? And then just the environment, just like, because coming in here, like there's a lot of other business owners that are super successful. They're all doing 6 figures, 7 figures, a lot of them doing like 6 figures a month, right? And so I think it normalizes what's possible for you. And a lot of it is, not to get super woo-woo, but like a lot of it is mindset, right? It's like when you see everyone else is doing it, you have to believe that there's nothing special about it. Like you should be able to do it too, right? And so I think that's had a huge impact. When I came in to CK, I was at, let's call it 25 a month, right? Last year, my best month, I hit 100. I had 2 months where I was like around $100,000 a month. And so that's, I guess, 4X, right? But at a minimum now, and those are my best months, sure, but like, at a minimum now, I would say like the new normal is more like 60, 70K a month, maybe, right? And so definitely, I would say more than doubled my run rate, but probably like could be even higher than that. I just need to be more consistent. I have a little bit of a unique perspective because I've, like I said, came from another competitor, I guess. Like they're very good as well, but I think that when I compared the two, I think this is probably just like the best program you can find out there. Not just because like, I think there are a lot of programs out there now that are all teaching the same thing, right? Like internet marketing is kind of saturated. But I think the thing that's really unique about TF is that like Chris and Taylor, they're always trying new things and innovating and then like they're also not just like trying new things and then teaching you like what everyone else is teaching, but then keeping the good stuff to themselves. Like they're constantly showing us like what they're doing, and then you can kind of just like basically stay on the cutting edge because they're already testing everything out for you, right? So I think that's really valuable. And at the end of the day, I think like the results speak for themselves, right? Like I quadrupled my business, right, in my best months, and so you can't really argue with that, right? And just like the amount of time that it saved me, like I'm guessing I probably eventually would have gotten there, but I don't know how much longer it would have taken, right? And so every additional month that it takes to get to where you want to go, that's basically additional money that you're leaving on the table, right? And time is money too. Like I have a newborn, like I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with my kid and my wife and whatever, and so I don't want to waste time spinning my wheels. So the best thing to do is just like get the right people to mentor you, make sure they actually like really care, and make sure they and that's one thing that I'll say about Chris and Taylor too, is like they really care. Like now that I'm in Lee, like I'm texting with Taylor like all the time about just like whatever, right? And so I definitely didn't have that type of access before when I was like working with the other company. So I think that's huge. It's not just going to be like, you know, here's a course, watch it, figure it out on your own. That's not that valuable, right? It's about being able to interact with people and really just like have different resources that you can tap into depending on whatever your needs are.